In this video I will be covering the differences between the initial D anime and manga, specifically the second and the third episodes of the anime. This is the second video in this series, you can find the first one on my channel. In the first episode we covered the first episode of the anime plus the first two chapters of the manga. I will be using the original 1998 anime adaptation and the newly released Kodansha omnibuses for this comparison. The first change occurs in the anime when Iketani goes to the tofu shop in search of the H6. Takumi joins him in the S13 after they meet there. In the manga, Takumi mentions he joined because he needed a ride to work. Later at the gas station, when Itsuki hears about the H6 at Takumi's house, Yuichi in the anime tells them to get back to work instead of chit-chatting. In the manga, it's Iketani who says this. Another small difference appears when Iketani is changing his tires and brake pads. In the manga, one of the Akina Speedstar members points out that Iketani is using Dunlop Formula RSVs, which are very good and expensive tires. This helps show how serious Iketani is about the upcoming battle with the Red Suns. The manga also includes a scene where Iketani is testing his new tires and brake pads. The anime combines this with a different scene where Iketani is practicing for the upcoming race. When Keisuke is out driving late on Akina, hoping to find the H6, the manga includes a crowd commenting on his driving, which isn't shown in the anime. In one of the anime's gas station scenes, there is a tape playing of the Drift King, Keiichi Tsuchiya, who by the way helped produce the show by making sure the driving and drifting was realistic. This leads to Iketani and Itsuki asking Takumi if he even knows what a drift is.
Initial D. Initial D.
After Keisuke comes to the gas station to ask Iketani about the H6 in the manga, Itsuki asks Takumi what they were talking about. Takumi responds that he wasn't paying attention, making clear how little he cares about the Akina street racing scene. Another change happens when Itsuki and Takumi are at the bottom of the school stairs watching Natsuki come down. In the manga, Itsuki has a rather interesting inner monologue that doesn't appear in the anime.
What the fuck?
The anime also shifts the scene where Iketani is practicing for the race, placing it after the conversation between Takumi and Natsuki on the school rooftop. Additionally, the anime removes the scene where Natsuki is talking to a friend about Takumi after passing him. This leads to Takumi thinking about some interesting moments involving Natsuki and Miki. In the anime, Iketani goes to the tofu shop 3 times to convince Bunta, while in the manga he only goes twice. Here's something I didn't catch in the first episode. The Mercedes model driven by the Benz guy differs between the anime and the manga. In the anime, it's a W210, but in the manga, it's a W201. There's also an anime-only scene where the Night Kids are at the Family S restaurant discussing the upcoming battle between the Speedstars and the Red Suns. When the Red Suns arrive on Akina, the anime replaces the crowd of people commenting on them with the Speedstars. In the anime, there's a brief scene of Takumi telling Bunta that he'll race, in exchange for the full tank of gas. In the manga, when the Red Suns are preparing for the race, we see an S14, presumably Kenta's, drifting. The crowd comments that the Red Suns don't allow their members to use the handbrake for drifting, which makes drifting much harder, since the handbrake only locks the rear wheels, using it to break traction is easier. Drifting using only the brake pedal requires more skill in weight transfer. Finally, when we see Ryosuke drifting in the anime, the manga's random crowd reactions are replaced by Nakazato and some Night Kids members. These were all the major differences I noticed between episodes 2 and 3 of the anime and the remainder of the first volume of the manga. If I missed anything, let me know, and thanks for watching until the end.